So jumping into like a time machine to go back to my college days, I was a merit scholar and graduated as a cum laude. And if my memory serves me right, I think I was ranked one. Nevertheless, I wasn't really that studious, as ironic as it may sound, because I was actually doing 8 organizations inside and outside of the campus while juggling some side hustles. So yeah, moving forward, I was able to join Union Bank as a product manager who conceptualized and launched the API developer portal, which is actually the first open API platform from a bank in the Philippines. So during my stint there, I led the technical sales, client onboarding and relationship handling, and operations management of the banking and non-banking products for API consumers and API providers of the bank. So in terms of the performance of how I handled, it was actually reflected in number one, exponential year-on-year increase in the transactions of these well-known parties of the bank. Number two is 300% growth rate of the average daily balance. So that's the money you keep in the bank. Next is, I think we did 500% increase in the throughput. So that's the money that's going in and going out of the bank. And lastly, it's 600% increase in the transaction count of API-enabled transactions. That's year-on-year of around 500 different API endpoints before I left. So yeah, I actually know my numbers as a PM there. So as a product manager, I gathered business and technical requirements to ensure that the product met or actually exceeded client expectations, and it would align to the overall goal of the bank. So looking back, I'm actually happy that I'm part of the team who made it from 0 to 1, and it was recognized by a lot of international and national award-giving bodies. So yeah, I left Union Bank 1,000 days, after 1,000 days with them, and recently I joined Sendit as a product manager. So Sendit, it's actually a startup founded in Indonesia, and it's rapidly expanding to the neighboring countries in the Southeast Asia, such as the Philippines. So we're actually envisioning into creating a payments infrastructure for the Philippines. So to make it simpler in terms of understanding, in a nutshell, instead of you talking to different banks, e-wallets, over-the-counters, credit card acquirers, and other financial institutions, we actually do it for you. So you could actually focus into growing your business instead of talking to them. So I'm actually a product manager there of multiple products. Proud to say that I'm there from the dashboard, new user experience and onboarding, new user experience channel activations. You'd see me there everywhere. I'm also leading the SME initiatives for the Philippines. So we are envisioning to help MSMEs, or actually the bulk of the people or the business persons in the Philippines, to actually help them in terms of financial inclusion. Or to explain financial inclusion, it's actually us ensuring availability and equality of opportunities and access to all the financial services in the Philippines. Yeah. On the side, I'm actually also an experiments product manager who actually tests the waters first before the launching products in full blast. So yeah, that's actually what I do in my life, and it's a lot. Given that I'm 3 years pa lang in the industry, yeah. But yeah, UA&P actually is really a big part of whatever I achieve in terms of career. Just to hold on, it's not working. There you go. So yeah, as you may see from my stories, I actually enjoyed juggling a lot of tasks and actually give credit again to UA&P and to I don't know the right term, but UA&P carved into my soul on how to prioritize things based on one, urgency, and number two, importance. So UA&P actually awakened my interest into diving into a lot of things. That's why I sounded like I am sure that I'm into the fintech space, I'm to finance, I'm to technology. But it's actually the different subjects that actually help me discover what I want really, especially let's say from diving from software engineering, database management, project management, to name a few. So instead of me trying to do like a lot of career shifts in between, I knew what I wanted while I was still studying. So I actually call these subjects, whether it's a major subject or CAS subject, or some people would call it generalist subject, as the foundation of what I needed to jumpstart whatever I do in my life, including creating the different products that I do for the organization, such as Union Bank, Send It, and the other organizations that I will have in the future. So yeah, it helped me thrive in the product management world, if I must say. So yeah, the numerous units, actually, I think we have a lot of units in UA&P, and it's actually a blessing for me instead of more than a burden, since I don't need to start from scratch in knowing a lot of things. So all I needed to do now is to keep myself updated in the technologies available in the Philippines, Southeast Asia, and to the world, then fly the products to the moon. So yeah, I think I said a lot, and sorry if I talk fast, but I wanted to highlight that I was able to stand out in whatever I do, in whatever company, whether it's internship, whether it's my first job, second job, since I actually ensure and will continue to ensure that I will become more human as I immerse in the technology world. So something that is rare in the technology or IT community, but it's common in the UA&P graduates.